smart, Brownie. I got the stupid stuff. Right. And boom, guys, welcome to The Pull, our weekly show in which we talk about the comic books that just came out yesterday, and we tell you all of the ones that came out, and then we discuss what our favorites are, and what we thought about them, and whatever. As usual on this show, we like to bring in a guest, someone with a completely different perspective on comic books, be it a newcomer, or a relatively newcomer, or a complete old hat in comic books that you don't typically see on here. And for those of you guys who are watching the Batman do the dance on top of my face, every time one of you follows, you'll see Batman dance over my face telling you that you followed. And if you subscribe to the channel supporting our Twitch stream, then what you'll get is Catwoman twerking. That'll also go over my face, because my face isn't important. Why not? Anyway, as usual, our main hosts are myself, Comicstorian. That is Joel from Cape, Joel and Sal from Comic Pop, two of the weekly pull hosts. But our guest host, who is not on the camera today, but you can find the address to his channel right here on the stream, is Novaware. So why don't you tell everyone about who you are, Novaware, where they can find you, and what you feel about comics, when you started reading them.
Hey guys, it's Nova, and I started reading comics about a few years back when Marvel vs. Capcom 3 came out. I got really interested in Deadpool because I couldn't believe that something like that existed. The first comic series that I remember actually reading was Deadpool Merc with a Mouth. And from there, I kind of started reading his ongoing and then the team-ups. From then, I then moved on to Batman and kind of just stuck with those two for a few years. After that, I started doing more of other heroes, just trying to broaden my horizon so I could read more. And then last year, I started reading more non-superhero stuff because there's a lot of stuff out there. Right now, I run Novaware, which I started in January. It's kind of small, of course, but I think it could be something good. But so far on there, my main focus is toys. I really love collectibles, hot toys. I guess that's what I mostly have content for that on there. But
what's your favorite hot toy? What's your favorite line of statues or toys to grab? Is it hot toys only?
Yeah, hot toys. That's I have 30 of them. Those are I have museum glass cases. But I guess my all-time favorite one, if I had to pick, would be the Joker DX 2.0 that came out
that's a pretty
couple
good
years
one.
back.
Yeah.
I really love that one.
I legit know the one you're talking about. That's a really good one. What does that retail for? Something exorbitant?
Yeah, I think I paid $275 for him when he first came out.
That's about right.
Yep. But I really like that one. I'm trying to look in the case right now. Groot. I love Groot. I have so many Groots all around the house.
Oh yeah, Groot's great. I love the Groot ones they do. But the cool thing about Groot is that there's so many different variations of Groot. You can have so many different toys and whatever you want to do with it.
Yeah. Just I'm running out of money.
All right, everyone in the comments is upset that I did not insult you at the opening, Joel. So, for those of you guys wondering, that's Joel, the half-robot man who's not really that important anyway. Is that better? Does that feel more appropriate? All right, so...
Now it's a show.
Now it's the show. Unlike the week of the poll where we like to ramble for multiple hours and waste Sal's time, today we're going to be just getting right to the point. And I'm going to go over by bringing you guys all of the new comics that have come out. We're going to do this in more rapid-fire shotgun style. You can follow along on the screen right there in the fourth window, and you'll get to listen and watch everyone's reactions to some of the crazy titles coming out. So, the new comics released on April 13th, 2016. We've got A-Force number 4. Archer and Armstrong, The Adventures of, I can't read the rest of it, issue number 2. Abe Sapien, number 33. Above the Clouds, Ace Mackwell, Action Verse. We've got Adventure Time. One of the standoff tie-ins, I think is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Airborne, yes. Alabaster, Alice Matheson. The Inhumans, All New X-Men, another standoff book, which covers the stupid title. So I think it's all new, all different Avengers? I don't know.
Yep, that was
The Amateurs, The Amazing Spider-Man, issue number 10, Another Castle. Ariel, I can't pronounce that one, but you can see it on screen.
Areolas? Is that what you're trying to say?
I was going to say Areolas. I don't think that's it.
I agree with that book.
That's it.
The Autumn Lands. Can't pronounce that other one either. Oh, yeah, comics. Something about an action cat. Back to the Future. To the Future has a comic now?
Yes, it does. It's good.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, it actually is.
Baker Street Particulars, Batman, Year 66, Batman and Superman, Batman and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Big Punch Magazine, Black Canary, Black Road, Blade Bunny. I actually, not gonna lie, wanted to see what that one was about. Anyway, Bloodstain. Bug Boys, Capitol Hillbillies, Captain America 75th Anniversary. I don't know what's in that, but there's something in it. Epic Collection of Captain America. Captain America Master Collection. Can you tell us something coming real soon, guys?
Good time to be a Cap fan.
Captain Canuck. That's that one's for you, Joel.
Yeah.
I believe I wrote and drew that book. That was all me.
Charmed Season 10. Child of the Sun. Well, that looks fun. Citizen Jack, Constantine, or Teen, or whatever you want to say, because it's actually pronounced Tyne. For those of you guys on my channel wanted to know why I said Constantine in the Earth 3 video, I was doing it to troll everyone. Anyway, the Cowboy Gauntlet, the Dark and Bloody, Darth Vader, Dead Man's Party number 5, Deadly Class, Deja Thoris. That looks fun. Looks kind of like Wonder Woman. Doc Savage, Doctor Who, the 11th Doctor, Doctor Who, the 9th Doctor, the Dolphin Squad. Okay, we got to read that later.
Dude, dolphins have a squad?
Eagle, the original something, Earth 2 Society, Echo, Empty Zone, Fistful of Blood. Oh, what? What? I just did. What? Is that a sequel? Flare, Footprints, Bad Luck Charm, From Now On, G.I. Joe, the Real American Hero, Gina Diggers, Gladiators of Denny, Goldie Vance, Gotham Academy. That's a good book, by the way. Green Lantern Corps, Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 1, Emperor Quill, Gwenpool, Harley Quinn and her something Harleys.
Gang of Harleys.
Harrow County, Haven.
Harrow County.
Harrow? Did I say it?
Harrow.
Do you like
Yeah,
that
it's
one?
great.
Do you read
It's
that
a good
one?
book.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whatever. Heartthrob, Hercules, Hot Damn, House of Penance, Humbug, Illuminati, The Italians Black. Oh, we get another one! Another one of those things. Apparently, they are actually Japanese. We were getting yelled at because these are not Korean.
It's because we love arcade dramas too much. We watch too many of our Korean soap operas.
Yeah.
This is a long one. J.L. Sullivan, Boston Strong Boy in Space, Johnny Scott, Jughead and Archie Annual, Jupiter's Circle, The Karma Police, The Kennel Block Blues. We have King's Road. We have Lady Rawhide and Lady Zorro.
Wow, really?
That's
fun.
Those are things.
Lady Rawhide used to be a character in the 90s. That's amazing.
I know that.
Lady Zorro. When did that happen?
I don't know.
No?
They had a Django and Zorro crossover.
They did have a Django and Zorro crossover. Zorro's just crossing over with everybody.
All right, then. Land of the
Kinda like
Witching
the
Hour,
Predator
Lantern City, The Last Contract, The League of Champions, Letter 44, Limbo, Living Next Door to Alex, The Imaginate's Mistress, Malice in Ovenland? What? The Man Means... Okay, wait. Worst title we've got yet on these Japanese manga things, The Man Means Business.
That sounds mistranslated.
The Man Means Business.
The Man Means Business. The Manhattan Project, Volume 6, Marriage Under Suspicion. That probably goes with The Man Means Business. Marriage for Business, Married Again to the Millionaire. That's a gold digger story.
Wait, so you're married again to the millionaire, which means you were married previously, and this is a sequel?
This is
Divorced
a sequel
from
to
the
that
millionaire.
one. Marvel's Avengers Alliance, Marvel Ultimate Universe, Web Warriors, Spider-Verse. How many titles can they put into that book? Captain America Civil War Prelude. Oh, crap. I gotta do another one?
Another one of those.
The Massive Ninth Wave, The Master of the Desert, The Max Maximized, Macintosh and the Twins, Mercury Heat, The Millionaire's Mistress, Mockingbird, Monstrous, what?
Monstress. It's a great book.
Oh, okay.
Oh, right on.
How come every time I have problems pronouncing them, you're like,
That's the
a
one.
great book.
That Sal's read that one.
Yeah.
Moon Knight #1, Moros #1. We have another Warzone. Who cares at this point? My Brain Hurts Volume 1. My Fake Fiance. I'm sensing a theme in these.
There really
My
is.
Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, issue number 41.
Finally.
Rob loves that issue, and I can say that because he's not here to defend himself.
Negative Space, The New Romancer.
Ooh.
New Zodiac. Nexus, the comic strip, Night Whispers. No Mercy, The Nurse's Secret Son. The October Faction, The One Night Wife.
That sounds scandalous, that last one.
Yeah, I don't know. If
Oops, the Comic Adventure, Owly. That's cool. Pathfinder, Howl's. Cut me off. I'm going with Howl Monsters. Mountain.
Howl's Moving Castle? I don't know.
Yeah.
Penance, Picture of Innocence. Why is there more and more of these the deeper I go into this?
I know, it just
For
keeps
real,
going.
man. We have hit a gold mine.
The Playboy's baby. The Playboy's Plain Jane. Whoa! Which one's he gonna go with? We don't gotta read the book.
Yep.
Pretty deadly.
I think I'll go with the one that has Playboy in it.
They both do.
Why not both?
The Prince of Montez, the Pregnant Mistress. Is this a series? Do these all?
I think it is. I think it's definitely a series.
These are all just telling one big, long, interconnected story.
Yeah.
Priceless. Make sure I don't know it's cut off. Project Superpowers. Propositioned into a foreign affair. Purchased by a billionaire. Rat Queen Volume 3. Greatest book you're not reading. Red Hood and Arsenal. Red Wolf. Greatest book you should be reading, but it never comes out, so what does it matter?
Canceled.
Oh, yeah. And it's canceled. So, Reinventing Mary, blackmailed by a sheik. Apparently that one's going for 2 titles.
Oh.
Remodel
Okay.
The Bachelor. Rivers of London. That sounds fun. Robin's Adventures. Rocket Raccoon and Groot. The Rubber Man. Ruling Sheik. Unruly Mistress.
Wow, there's a whole world of sheiks out there that I had no idea. I didn't even know you could use that word still.
You can use it in so many ways you want to, apparently.
Apparently.
Like the deeper we get in, the closer we're getting to porn.
Yeah.
For real.
None of these are like mature audience-only comics. Anyway, Ruthless Russian. The Lost Innocents. Oh, that one sounds like bad porn.
Yeah, that one sounds very hardcore.
Saber Rider and the Star Sheriffs. I actually want to read that. I'm not going to lie. I do. Saber Rider. Samurai.
Saber Rider.
Saber Rider. It looks good.
Yeah.
Samurai. Savage Dragon Archives. Savior. Scooby-Doo, Where Are You?
Hey.
Oh, boy.
The book is simply titled Screwed. I'm just going to hit Y.
Naturally.
Hold on. Add to cart. Okay, we're good.
Yep. That's a game we gotta play. Porn title or comic title.
Oh,
Yeah.
we need to do that on one of the weekly polls. Anyway, Secret Prince Instant Daddy?
Oh my.
Yeah.
Okay.
That one could go either way.
Instant Daddy.
Sex Appeal, Shade Volume 1, Sherlock Holmes, Moriarty Lives. Wow, they spoiled it in the title.
Yeah, thanks.
Shudder,
Jeez, man.
A Sicilian's Marriage. Silver Surfer, Slash and Burn, Slingers, Smorgasbord Squad. Okay.
Made me hungry.
Snake Pit, Sonic the Hedgehog, Soulman, Space Brothers, Spawn, Spider-Gwen, Spidey, C-3PO, Starfire, Starve, The Stephanide's Pregnancy.
A lot of pregnancy going on with these.
Stillborn.
Yeah.
I don't know what this one is, but it's got.
Why is the stillborn comic next to the pregnancy
Stringers,
comic? That's
Terror
I don't know
with a
about that.
naked girl on the cover. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Amazing Adventures. Template. Terminus. Thanos: The Infinity Finale. Has anyone actually read that?
No.
This Bites. The Sickness. A Train Called Love. Transformers. Trespasser. That actually wasn't even one of those Japanese ones. I just had to say it like that.
Yeah.
Turbo Kid. Love Venture. That's got to be like a French version.
Is that connected to that movie Turbo Kid, that weird like 80s throwback?
Yeah, that sounds awesome. That movie was great.
We didn't let me know. The Uncanny Adventures Volume 1, Uncanny Season 2, Ungrounded. Oh, that sounds like it could go either way, too. Vicious Circus, Vicarious, Waste of Time, Web of Mystery, Web Warriors, Weird World. Did that get canceled?
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
Where is
knew it
Zog? Winter World, Wonderland, issue number 40 by Zenoscope. And no, that's not family friendly. The Work, Eternal Warrior, X-Men 92, and Xena, the Eternal Princess, or Warrior Princess. She's not eternal. Whatever.
Yeah, she's kind of eternal. She came back after a long time.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to get even faster. I gotta breathe a little. I gotta over here.
Yeah.
That was good, though. I like the new way of doing it. You know, you say a title and we basically MST3K it.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So that is all of your books that came out this week. I tried to show it to you books this time. That way it'd be more interesting. You could follow along with the adventure of Japanese romance novels. For the record, I do want to clarify one thing. Those people who were tweeting me stating all the sales going on with those novels, as much fun as we're having with the titles, none of us have read those. So if they are good, we don't know. It's just we're playing off of the names.
Yeah.
Now I need a minute to breathe. So why don't you guys talk
We
about
are literally judging books by their cover, guys. Is what we're doing.
So now, on that note, I need to get some water in me. So you guys do Moon Knight number 1.
Okay, we can talk about Moon Knight. I really enjoyed Moon Knight. I think we can all agree we were fans of what Ellis did previously. And then they did something weird, and that is they got a new writer for every new arc. Brian Wood took an arc. Jeff Lemire, who's writing this new one, took an arc, and then they ended it with Cullen Bunn. Kind of unharmoniously, it just kind of ended, and now they're bringing it back with this brand new #1 and kind of a new status quo for Mark Spector.
Yes, this book was written by, as you said, Jeff Lemire with art by Greg Smallwood. I really liked the art. I thought it really fit. I think that was like the most like the previous volume that it tried to be. It was like trying to capture a little bit of that Declan Shalvey look, but without, while still being their own thing. And so that was kind of cool. That said, I did not like this book.
Really? Because I think it does some interesting things. Obviously, Mark Spector is in an insane asylum as we join the book.
Yep.
Maybe it's a real asylum. Maybe it's not. We don't know. He runs into characters who could be characters from Moon Knight history. Right. They could not be. I feel like if I've been reading the character for longer than just the Ellis run, I might have appreciated some of the stuff they did there.
Yeah.
For me, I kind of enjoyed the insanity aspect. I think that's the one thing I've always really enjoyed about Moon Knight is his insanity, and I think really playing up on that aspect.
Yeah.
But Novaware, what did you think? Being our newcomer to Moon Knight, you've never read it.
I had no idea what the hell was going on at all. Like, I've always heard of Moon Knight, but never read anything about him, so this was my first time seeing anything. I did like the art. It really, like, matched up what was going on. I just thought it was weird that, like, Are we allowed to spoil it?
Slightly. Don't give away the ending, but...
Oh, okay. Yeah, like this... I don't know what was going on. I was like, it's like it had like a Shutter Island kind of thing.
Yeah, Shutter Island.
I feel like even though this is an issue #1, and you can validate or tell me I'm wrong because you're the one who knows nothing about him. I feel like even though this is #1, you need to know who Mark Spector and Moon Knight in the history is.
Yes, exactly. They talk to you like you already know what's going on.
Yeah, like you're already in for the ride. We just renumbered it.
Yeah. And in this case, if you've read the last 4 volumes of Moon Knight books, which includes Charlie Huston's run and Bendis's run and Warren Ellis's run and Cullen Bunn's run, it references them all, and this is supposed to be, obviously all new, all different Marvel is supposed to be like the place where everyone who didn't read Marvel can come and get involved. Yeah. No, not with Moon Knight, because this is if you don't know, you're kind of like, this is crazy. And they give you that one big, there's one splash page where they just show you everything that happened over the last decade of Moon Knight.
In his entire life, yeah.
And if you read Moon Knight, you're like, that's kind of cool. And if you don't, you're like, who are all these people?
Yep.
Why does he think that Marlene is in the mental institution? Who is that?
Yeah.
You don't know.
Plus, too, they start playing with the idea that even Mark Spector doesn't know what's real anymore. Because obviously, as a fan, you're like, well, he was a hero with split personalities. Sometimes he was Steve Grant the millionaire. Sometimes he was Jack the cab driver.
Yep.
And then in the last
there's one speech bubble that literally names off all the alternative.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
When he's talking to the psychiatrist, she's saying that it's like, I guess they're trying to go with you don't know what's going on, so you want to look into it.
Yeah.
But people are lazy, so I don't think they'll want to do that.
I dig that Khonshu is more of a character in this first issue than... Is Khonshu a he or a she? I can never remember.
It's both.
It's an
It's a genderless god creature. Okay, I like that Khonshu is more of a character in this issue than... It's a bird, yeah.
It's a bird man.
Birdman or bird woman.
But now you're giving it a gender. It's a bird individual.
It's a bird. It's a Rick and Morty fan. It's a bird person.
A bird person, a bird American.
Okay, and on this note, Joel, finish your thoughts so we can go to the next comic.
I like that they're a character because Mark can actually seem to talk to Khonshu now, where before it was always a thing they had to go somewhere special to communicate with them. Now it's like Khonshu's living in their head.
I don't know. The last couple of times, I don't know. Khonshu, at least they kept the new design for Khonshu, which I really like.
Great design.
Yeah.
So to sign off on Moon Knight, since you're our guest today, and this is one of the books you've read, Nova, if you were to go recommend a comic book to somebody, would you tell them to pick this up, or would you tell them to just kind of get it if you only get extra money? We try not to say don't get it in this show.
I would say if you're give it a chance, and if it interests you to look more into it, then that will give you a lot to read, because there's a lot to go back, because one comic may spark your interest into the rest, and that there's, like you guys were talking about, there's a lot more before this, so you might end up going the lead up to it.
I'm pretty sure
So
all of the stuff before it is all like 10-issue runs too, isn't it? It's like it wasn't.
It's not very.
They were very short runs by individual writers.
Exactly.
Okay. So moving on to the next title on our list, Spider-Man number 10. I didn't read this one, so I'm going to bow out for these two.
Ugh.
Sal and I did. And Sal and I have radically different views on this. It's funny, I have been a real defender of the latter-day Slott stuff, while Sal's kind of been more cynical on the whole thing. That being said, as time goes on, I kind of feel myself becoming more and more with Sal. This is the further adventures of Peter Parker versus the Zodiac. While they continue to hint at the much more interesting story that we're going to be seeing in Dead No More. And in my mind, I'm like, can you just defeat the Zodiac already? These characters suck.
Yeah, they suck. There's not like I get the idea of being like, you know who sucks? This person or character or team, and now I'm gonna make them really cool. I'm gonna make you like them. Actually, it's funny when you talk about Moon Knight because for a while Moon Knight kind of sucked, and it took a while for him to get reinvigorated, which they do every like 5 years. Yeah. But with the Zodiac, it was like cool. It's gonna be Dan Slott's version of the Zodiac. I don't care about any iteration of the Zodiac, and I don't care what they're doing. And the status quo for Peter Parker, while new and bold, is not engaging or interesting. It's breaking new ground, but sometimes just because you're breaking new ground doesn't mean that you should have done that.
They do reveal a couple interesting things in this issue. They basically explain how the Zodiac is able to stay one step ahead of the good guys for as long as they have. So I'm like, okay, that's fitting with their theming. And they also explain how Scorpio, the leader of the Zodiac, has a deeper connection to Parker Industries, which obviously as the reader we already knew multiple issues ago, but Peter is only figuring it out right now, which is always a pet peeve of mine when the hero finds something out so late in the game. One thing I do love, though, is the short scenes we have of the living brain and Anne-Marie, because as you know, Doc Ock is currently living within the living brain, and his personality is coming out stronger than ever before. No doubt, again, to be part of Dead No More, because we've already seen the preview art.
Yes.
So would you guys deem this a jumping on point, or...?
No.
Definitely not a jumping on point. It's much better than the last issue, though. The last issue where Spider-Man flings himself through space for no reason.
Where he jumps out of a spaceship for no reason? No thanks.
This is better, and it does look like the Zodiac stuff is coming to an end. And it is kind of required reading if you want to read Dead No More.
I guarantee you Dead No More will have like a quick, like paragraph-long catch-up thing where it's like, Spider-Man wasted time fighting the Zodiac gang. And do you feel like
Dan Slott's trying to pull a Jeff Johns where he just pulls out obscure characters like, let's make them cool?
Yes, I have no doubt that. Well, Dan Slott is a huge Marvel fanboy and loves the toy box. And what he loves to do is like go, look at this old thing from back in the day. I'm gonna make him cool. And sometimes it works, and sometimes it don't.
It does,
and that's just the luck of the draw, man.
The Zodiac was definitely a doesn't work. They have good designs, but they're not very interesting.
Yeah,
okay,
it's not enough.
Well, moving on to Gwenpool number 1 now. For those of you guys who are wondering, Gwenpool started as a variant cover, who then got a backup storyline in Howard the Duck, which then moved over to a Christmas special, which... Was there something else? I think she had something else that came out.
I mean, like...
You mentioned earlier, didn't you, Nova?
I think that was it. Just the Christmas special and the Howard the Duck stuff.
Okay.
I think that's all that she's really been into lately.
So we'll have you take point on this one, okay? Because I kind of know their opinions on Gwenpool, and we'll get to that in a minute. How did you feel about Gwenpool?
I hate that they're really not telling you where she's from. Like, I understand you want to keep it like a secret, but they're really like jamming in your face. Like, we're not going to talk about it. Don't worry about it. We're tired of origin stories. So it's like they pretty much give you an idea that she's from our world into their world. But how? I guess I just, it just bothers me that they're like, because in the first couple of panels, you can see that they like ram it in your face like, this is no origin story, this is about as much origin you're gonna get. But I know she's trying to be like Deadpool, and like Deadpool is just insane, and then she just seems kind of stupid, like just really dumb. Like like she's crazy, she's just really dumb.
Do they do
dumb like intelligence wise, like she's just a dumb character, or a dumb design? Why does she have a comic, or both?
I think more like dumb, like she doesn't think at all. Like
do they
Deadpool is the same way, but he can't die, but she can. So it's like,
oh wow,
I don't understand. Yeah, like she's supposedly just a normal human being, like a normal person in a costume.
Right.
No pants.
And pants
are overrated. Pants are an illusion.
But that's like the only issue I had with it is that she's just really dumb. She says some really cool things here and there, but mostly like I know if people read the Howard the Duck one with like the what was it, like poison or disease that they had, and she just like ate it. She was like, "I'll be okay. It's a comic," and just ate it and started dying.
Yeah,
like just stupid stuff like that.
We have a cure for the mumps on my world. We have the mumps here too.
Yeah, like,
so are they doing that thing where they're leaning into the fact that Gwenpool is a silly idea and they're aware of it, like they were in the Christmas special? Because I dug that where they're just leaning in. It was like, yeah, we know this is silly, but just go along with it.
Yeah, that's exactly how it is.
Okay, that's fine. I wouldn't want a self-serious Gwenpool, is what I'm saying.
Well,
yeah.
I think it gets a little heavy towards the latter half of the book.
Well, the resolution of her now getting a sidekick was interesting, and it's like, okay, so we're going to try and develop something about her. The question is, are we going to go in the direction of Spider-Gwen?
Spider-Gwen.
Where we actually develop stuff, or is this going to be, like you said, Nova, just dumb? Is she just going to be one zany adventure to the next?
Yeah. But I did notice how you said like towards the ending it started getting a little heavy, but
yeah, like she's starting to wake up a little bit. It seems. I mean, like that's how it felt to me. But
like
without spoiling it, yeah.
Exactly. I don't want to ruin it, but
Yeah, I'm trying to like skim through it now. I don't know. There were some parts that actually like made me laugh. I was in the car reading it, and there were some parts that made me
She was in a car chase while you were reading it.
Yeah, it's just I don't know how they're gonna. I don't understand how she's still living.
Right.
Like because like how I said, like Deadpool is like he can be stupid. He's invincible. He can't die.
He can do Looney Tunes
like she's a human being, but then get away with what she's doing.
Yeah,
and it's just crazy. But I mean, I enjoyed. I really like the art.
Yeah, I really thought the artwork was.
The art's great.
Yeah.
And let me ask
doing
this.
that? Because I recognize her from something else.
I don't know.
Usually you're the art guy, Sal. Usually you have the art.
I'll take a look. Let me see who this is.
All right. Well, you look that up while we move over to Guardians of the Galaxy 7. Am I the only one that read this?
I think
so. I think
okay.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, I'll make it quick. Guardians of the Galaxy 7 is actually. Oh well. First up, is Gwenpool a good jumping on point, or on off, whatever you want to do?
I mean,
everyone to jump, just
through
jump.
The pages. It's kind of like to me, it kind of feels like a Michael Bay movie. You just kind of turn your brain off and enjoy it.
Yeah.
If you're
that's
expecting
like
more,
Deadpool before they gave him a plot.
Yeah.
And
it's like if you just want to giggle at something, like it's not super important. It's like fun reading, I would say.
Let me ask you this question. Do you think, like Spider-Gwen, that this book will have legs and actually stick around? Because what people forget about Spider-Gwen is not only was that a character with a cool look, but that character was also a universe of other characters who were reimagined in interesting ways. I personally think Spider-Gwen wouldn't have made it if not for the interesting world in which she lived in.
I don't think so either. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that it'll only last if people find her that entertaining.
How funny will the joke be? Will the joke wear off at some point?
Yeah.
I think
I mean, they just gotta. I don't know. I'm like skimming through it now, and it's just.
Well, we'll come back to that one in a minute. Guardians of the Galaxy 7 is actually it's weird. It's actually in the middle of a plot point in which Peter Quill has been arrested in the last issue. But this particular issue gives you a great new dynamic of the new Guardians of the Galaxy. Basically, they're all doing the whole thing of Peter Quill. And Rocket Raccoon stuck on a prison planet. Thing crash lands a ship there, and you have this like crazy side adventure of Thing trying to save Rocket Raccoon.
Nice.
I mean, it's great. It's a great jumping on point if you're still iffy on Guardians of the Galaxy with the Thing and all that stuff. Great way to do it. I think I'm going to spoil the best line in there. What's the best? No, not the best, but half of the thing with Rocket is Rocket trying to relate to the Thing, like to understand him, but he doesn't understand him. So, like, there's one scene where the ship crash lands, and Rocket's sitting there, and he's like, say it! Say it! Say it! And, of course, Thing jumps out, it's clobbering time. And then you got another one, without explaining what happened, to celebrate, Rocket Raccoon's like, Mazel Tov! I have no idea what that means, but Kitty says it.
That's funny, because Ben and Kitty are both Jewish. I like that.
Yeah.
Right. So, great comic. I laughed the whole way through it. It's just a great read in general. And it's a great, like, standalone adventure. And it resolves with literally them, like, rehammering home the idea that Peter Quill's now being arrested. Because they get the news report and they're like, wait, I thought that wasn't gonna happen. Oh, he messed up, and then you're like, oh, okay. So, Guardians of the Galaxy 7, great read.
Is it a jumping on point though?
Yes, I would say it is, because they managed to give you a solo adventure while recapping what's going on in the main storyline, so that you know. So, because basically the way they play it out is, and this I think is the greatest idea ever to give you a middle of road jumping on point. They give you an adventure with two characters who also don't know what's happening, so they're getting filled in, and which fills you in the reader to the plot.
Yeah, and it doesn't like waste time with a bunch of like exposition that you like either already know or it feels clunky. You're getting the information as they get it, so it's more natural.
Exactly, and that's exactly it. Because even they're asking the same questions, like, when did Peter Quill get arrested? What happened here? And you're like, oh, right, okay, cool. So it's a great jumping on point.
Here's a question for you, for someone who doesn't regularly read Guardians nor this new Guardians. Does Ben get to mention, like, does he ever talk about missing Reed and Sue or where they've gone and everything? Does he get into that at all, or are they still playing coy as that?
He gets into it once in a while, and that's actually one of the better moments for his character in here. When he's trying to impress another individual, that's one of the funnier points in the book that I'm not going to spoil. He actually mentions, he's like, I'm with the Fantastic Four. He literally goes, kind of a big deal.
They're kind of rebuilding the universe right now.
Because Johnny in all the other books, they play kind of coy with Johnny. Like, Johnny's like, I don't want to talk about it.
No, the thing doesn't talk about what happened, but he's very much like, I'm in the Fantastic Four. How have you not heard of me?
Still. I do like his new costume.
Yeah,
I like it too.
And plus,
Very
I think
slick.
part of Ben Grimm being out here is amazing, because that's what he's always wanted, to be the pilot in space, and he's finally getting to do it.
Yeah, he got to be the pilot one time and then turned into a rock monster.
Then it was a horrible nightmare after that.
I mean, how would you feel about that, Nova? If your greatest dream got fulfilled and then you were turned into a rock monster?
Does it come with benefits?
Well, you're a rock, so you get all the rock benefits.
Well, you're a rock. So.
You get to date a very nice blind woman for a very long time, so there's that.
But then your best friend will also sleep with her. But that's okay, because she'll turn out to be a Skrull.
There you go. It's fine. It's fine.
Continuity.
Just gets worse and worse.
All right, moving on next. I believe Sal's the only one that read this one. Batman and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, number 5.
Okay, Batman Ninja Turtles number 5, written by James Tynion IV, with art by Freddie E. Williams III. This is just the penultimate issue of the Batman Ninja Turtles crossover. It's set in the Snyderverse, so it's like New 52 in continuity Batman. It's written by a disciple of Snyder, so it's like got that same kind of flair and feel. This one, okay, the whole series could have been 2 issues, but they want to give you all these moments that you want to see. Yeah. So it's now 6 issues, and who cares? Because it's a lot of fun.
Okay, wait, did it or did it not initially come out as a 4-issue thing?
I think it was supposed to be only 4 issues.
Because I swear they were like 4-issue limited event. Because I was planning at the end of issue 4, that's it. We're gonna do the video. It's over.
Yeah, no, 6 issues. Boom. Like, I think it's because they weren't expecting people to want it or like it as much as they are.
The best moment ever is Batman eating a pizza.
Yeah. Last issue, Batman literally the Turtles trick or convince Batman to have a slice, and it's kind of funny because it's Gotham's pizza. So like, in a way, the Ninja Turtles are connecting Batman to Gotham in a way that he's never done before. It's kind of fascinating in a way. But this one had some terrific art. For me, unfortunately, the best moment was actually like this double-page splash where Commissioner Gordon meets the Turtles, and he's just. It's the Turtles, like Leonardo's hanging on the bat signal. It's just this beautiful light effect. But Gordon just looks at them and goes, okay, yeah, Batman. And he just says, like, just think about retiring. Just think about how beautiful that would be. That also, Commissioner Gordon is, like, old in this universe, so he's not he wasn't super heavy. It's weird. There's no, like, it's in the Snyderverse, but all the stuff you don't want, like Commissioner Gordon being Batman and stuff, that didn't happen. Or before that happened.
Has Killer Croc shown up in that book yet? Because, they're both in the sewers and everything.
Yes, Croc has come up. In this one, however...
Why do you sound, like, defeated by it? Yes, Croc is dead.
Yes, he's in it, but he's not. He doesn't do a lot. But, like, yes, they address Croc. They fight him because the first place they go when they arrive in Gotham is the sewers.
Makes sense.
This is every issue is a jumping on point. Doesn't matter. They contextualize everything that happens and everything that happened before and everything that's going to happen within the pages. Like, you get it. Like, literally, if you're like, man, I want to read that, but it's issue 5 and they don't have issues 1 through 3. Like, doesn't matter. Buy issue 5 and then go back. Like, it's still fine. This one felt the most disposable, but like it's not nearly as fun as issue 4, but it's still fine. Yeah, Shredder and Ra's al Ghul teaming up.
It's a good match.
Oh.
Oroko Saki and the Demon's Head.
So, jumping on point, Sal, you just say, you can buy 5 be good?
I think you'd be fine.
Okay. I want to make a little comment. Arkham Dingus would like you to know, Nova, that your voice is silky smooth. And
it is really good.
If you would like to chat more with Nova after this, here's his Twitch, and his YouTube is currently on the screen right now. YouTube.com/C/NovaWare. Would you like to say hello to him, Nova?
Hey. Oh, hello, Arkham Dingus.
Well, geez, I'm glad Dinkus complimented his voice, because if I did it, I'd just be creepy.
Yeah.
You're already creepy, Joel. This is why we can't take you out into public. You guys wonder why he never shows up to the appearances? We have him chained in the basement.
It's just because he's so creepy.
I just wear an overcoat everywhere I go. My hair's all matted and greasy.
There's a slight sweat permeation coming out of you. And
it's really your ultra white glasses that you wear. Those are
that too. I breathe really heavy all the time.
And through your mouth only.
What's up?
All right, no, you didn't read this one, did you? Batman and TMT?
I got to the part when he was talking about Gordon wanted to retire. That was about as far as I got before we got started, because that was the one I was reading.
So, so midway through the comic, would you say it's a good jumping on point?
I mean, I literally got to the part when he said, oh, these are my friends. And he was well, Barbara told me I always needed friends, but I don't want to be friends with a giant turtle. But I mean, I was like 2 or 3 pages in. It was pretty good. I usually wait until series are about 5 issues in, because I just hate it when you read one and you're like, and you can't continue. So I usually wait till I have a couple to read and then read them all in one go.
Nice.
So, okay, then moving on next, I think, unless I'm wrong, let me know, but I think Joel's the only one that read Batman Superman 31.
Yes.
I was the only one. Okay, this is part 2 of the ongoing Super League story, aka the Superman is dying story. Now, what I really appreciate about
tied
this...
into that?
Yes, this is the next part.
Wait, hold on. So Superman 51, which I was like, oh, great, it's going to be just 1 and then 2 and we're done. It's crossing over?
Oh, it's all the Superman books this month, man. It's a whole event, man. Super League. But here's the cool thing about it, Benny, and this will help you keep in mind for it. They actually have a little shield up in the corner that it has the title of the comic, what number it is. Then Superman number 51 had a 1, and this one had a 2 on it, so they're actually keeping track of it. So they're trying
this time, unlike Savage
Death? Yes. They're actually numbered this time, which is cool. So this is Superman coming to Gotham City to break his impending death to Batman.
Oh, cool.
And,
I would read that.
It is cool, and what I like about it is that Peter J. Tomasi, for anyone who read his Batman and Robin work, in fact, Peter J. Tomasi references pretty much all of his Batman work in this issue. Yeah, he does a good job. He mentions all of it. Batman's like, dude, Superman, you can't die. I won't allow it to happen. Also, do you know what universe we live in? People die all the time and come back from that. I brought my son back to life last month, dude.
Apocalypse, and it was amazing, and here's a whole great storyline.
He basically says just that, Ben. You're actually not far off. Because Tomasi wrote that, so of course Tomasi is going to reference himself. And Superman's like, no, I already ran all the tests at the Fortress of Solitude. There's no getting out of this one. And Batman, it's such a cute scene because Batman pretends he's like, yeah, that's really unfortunate. He puts on a brave face and pretends like he doesn't care. And then Superman leaves, and then Batman just smashes his computer like he's mad. But he couldn't show that emotion in front of Superman. He had to get mad when he left, though. And then they fight some Chinese supervillains, the Four Pillars, which, of course, is, I'm sure, tied into the Chinese data theft from the last issue and this new Super-Man who will be coming. But the big thing is that Superman...
I like how when you word it like that, Super-Man, that sounds like a totally different superhero.
Yeah.
Well, I will apply hyphens where they should always be. Spider-Man.
It's true. It is. But the big reason that Superman came to Gotham beyond just to tell Bruce that he was dying is that he wants to use his great skills as a detective to hunt down Supergirl, because he says, when I go, I want Kara to become the new defender of Earth. I want her to become the new super person. And in a nice bit of meta text, they're like, yeah, Supergirl just kind of dropped off the face of the Earth, but I know, right? It's like she was a Red Lantern and and then just gone. What happened?
She went.
And then they set up for action.
She was a barista and lost her powers.
They mentioned that. They totally mentioned that.
Remember the time she was a barista?
Yeah, they mention that, and then we find out at the end is that maybe something did happen to her, and we're gonna have to read Action Comics to find out what happens next. But yeah, really interesting story so far. Peter Tomasi is killing it on this book right now because he's writing all.
On point or not?
I would say.
Or say go get 51 and then go to this.
To get the full effect, read 51. You could pick this one up if you really wanted to. Like if you were like me previously and were only reading Batman, Superman, this wouldn't be too jarring a jump-in point. But to get the full effect, read it all.
All right. Moving on to the next one on the title. Then okay. I know a couple of us read this. I hated this. So Nova, let's see how you feel about it. Harley Quinn and her gang of Harleys. Wait, before we go to this, I do want to clarify one thing. Does anyone know if this was supposed to come out earlier? Because I swear this was supposed to come out 6 months ago when they were actually doing this in the comics.
It does seem a little weird, doesn't it? Because if you're reading the main Harley book, the gang has kind of been put on the back burner after the last 2 arcs.
Yeah. But, okay, no, but what did you feel about Harley Quinn and the gang of Harleys?
I don't understand. It's like I like chuckled really hard when they introduced all the Harleys, and they had the one like Harlem Harley, like
Harley Quinn, Harley Quinn,
all these puns on Quinn, and then like she like insults them all. Like it seems interesting. It's kind of like Gwenpool a little bit in the fact that it's just kind of weird. Like they're beating up like mobster hipsters and making them drink milk.
Nice.
Like
let me ask you this: were you reading any of the Harley Quinn stuff before? So did you get the fact that she was setting up her own gang for reasons?
The only experience I had with that is just the cover. I just saw the cover of all the other Harleys.
That's got to be pretty jarring to jump right in.
Yeah. Because I knew that she was doing that, and I only saw maybe 1 or 2 covers, and then I never saw the covers again of the Harley gang. So
it's important to note, too, that this book is not from Jimmy Palmiotti and Amanda Conner as the main Harley Quinn and pretty much most of the Harley Quinn is. This is Frank Terry taking the reins on this one.
Maybe that's what delayed everything. I swear it was supposed to come out 6 months ago.
Is it like...
I guess.
Is that blind lady the main character? Like, she's talking like... She's like the narrator.
You guys talk about this for a minute, and then after that, move over to... Oh, great, I'm on the last one.
Yeah,
I'll be right back.
The funny thing, too, is that if you've read the main Harley Quinn book in the last issue, Harley says, yeah, I always imagined the gang to be able to one day run autonomously from me and kind of run itself, which is funny that was the issue before this new one came out, even though she's on the cover of this new book.
Yeah. I find it weird that she's trying to do good now, like, for money, and that's like...
She's been an anti-hero for a while now.
Yeah, like, I read this right after I read Gwenpool, and that's like exactly what she was doing, so it seemed like exactly the same, where like they're trying to be good but they do more worse but they still get paid, so it's like you just kind of got to take what you can get.
I think the gang of Harleys was a cute idea, but I thought it was perfectly executed in the main book. I didn't necessarily think they need spin-offs. I feel the same way about the gang of Harleys as I feel about the Mercs for Money in the Deadpool book, and that is you worked fine in the pages of the main book. You didn't need a spin-off.
Yeah, didn't they announce they're starting like an ongoing of that too?
Yes, they are. It was supposed to be a mini, but apparently the mini sold so good because it was released the same week as the Deadpool movie. It's getting an ongoing now.
Nice.
You can read about Fool Killer and well, I guess not Madcap, but like Terror.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
you think
I'll
Is
close
it
up on the
Slapstick
Harley Quinn
member?
and Harleys by basically saying I read it and I hated them in the main book and I hated them in this book. I felt like it was one of the most useless things that came out of DCU. I mean, there were quite a few, but one of the most useless things that came out of DCU was the gang of Harleys. I never saw a purpose in them. Didn't care.
I think they're
you said,
entertaining.
She made a gang for reasons, and that was, I think, the biggest thing that irked me. Like, why?
Yeah, like
because she's too busy, being a doctor and running an apartment complex. She needs subordinates.
Now that we like talk about it, that's exactly what Gwenpool reminds me of, like a Marvel Harley.
Yeah,
like it's weird.
Which is way too funny because people have been complaining nonstop about this Palmiotti run, saying, "Man, they turned Harley Quinn into DC's Deadpool."
Yeah, which is funny because as much as they want to complain about it, it sells like gangbusters.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
she's the next big thing. I mean, Sal will tell you in that big thing they have of the previews of all the big heroes, where they have the Justice League. Who's up in the corner? Harley Quinn's up in the corner.
They said in the DC Rebirth announcement that Harley is one of the 4 or 5 pillars of the new DC universe.
Yeah.
And what happened?
Why?
Why?
Because she sells a
Because
lot.
of this. Yeah.
People like her.
Like Suicide Squad thing kind of boosting it up a bit?
No,
think
she
it's
was
a
big
combo.
even before
Harley Quinn's
Suicide
always-
Squad.
Harley Quinn's always been a popular character. I think they've kind of given her a little more character, so people are kind of enjoying her, and she's in Suicide Squad, so...
Yep.
The fact that you can make her an anti-hero and make her a little bit more approachable and do a lot of shenanigans issues, but every so often do a pretty serious issue. Like, that's why I stick with the Palmiotti book is like, it'll be, okay, slapstick. Oh, something actually serious and deep and like, oh yeah, we brought the writer chops out here for a second. You didn't think we could make you care, but we made you care.
Yeah.
Well, it does exactly like what Gwenpool did. It's like it starts off really stupid and then takes a huge turn towards the end of the book into something more sinister.
I'm gonna end the Harley discussion with Max the Newman is asking, does Harley Quinn still have a medical license? As we discovered in the book Harley Quinn's April Fools, yes, she does.
Okay, but that, I don't feel bad spoiling that one because it's been a while, but that was all a simulation, though.
I know, but she still technically has it because she's always doing that. Anyway.
Well, she's working at a nursing home, but I don't know if you need a medical license to work at a nursing home.
No,
But she
you
probably
burn on
forged
nursing homes. Anyway, moving on to the last title this week, Archer and Armstrong #2. This is a title that not a lot of people know exists. It's from Valiant, but I wanted to talk about it because I read it, and they're doing amazing things. Like, there's literally... Okay, so the long story short, Archer is a character who is a cultist zealot who has been trained to be able to understand anything. So he can have any form of martial arts or be able to do anything. Armstrong is an immortal guy who loves to drink and has a bag that is endlessly bottomless, and he puts beer in it. Lost his beer.
So it's a Looney Tunes bag.
Yeah. So he lost his beers. He goes into the bag so they can try to find out where the beers went, and they discover that Braxis, the party god, has taken the beers and is hiding them. And he's mad because Armstrong left him in the bag for 3,000 years. So his answer is to chain Armstrong up and force Armstrong up and force them to drink all of the liquor in the bag as punishment.
Nice.
What this leads to was an amazing adventure in which they're going through this crazy labyrinth. People on the outside that are friends but not really friends, they're enemies jumping in the bag. And one of the best spreads I've ever seen in a comic book, 2 pages of the main characters being so drunk that they're talking in gibberish the whole way through, and there's translation boxes next to it. And
that's fun.
And they're having like a buddy like, oh man, I'm so sorry, I didn't understand you cared about her, and I tried so hard to be. And like it goes to this whole thing of like them finally being like, I love you, buddy, and I love you too. And then like all the goblins and the evil assassins watching them are all crying, like that was so beautiful.
Nice.
That's cool.
Nice.
Sounds really interesting. I think I might... Which issue is it?
It's Archer and Armstrong. It's only in issue 2, so you can definitely grab 1 to understand why they're in the bag, and 2 to see how it's all tying together. And it so far has been amazing. It has literally become my favorite Valiant book, and I read quite a few of them. It's just right up there.
Strong content from Valiant, man.
Yeah.
I'm not even
looking
pimping
at
them because like we're friendly with Valiant. Like I mean, there's plenty of weeks that I just don't talk about their books. So
No, it's true.
Like, this one is amazing. Go read this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely will go check this one out. I think I haven't seen it or heard of it at all.
And for those asking if you can jump on, yes, it is the perfect jumping on point because within the first issue they kind of explain what you need to know about the characters. It doesn't give you all of the backstory, but it gives you enough to understand what's going on. And then in issue 2, when they're like basically hashing out their grievances, they explain what you missed. Like, like one guy's like, oh man, I know you still love that assassin girl, that's why you trusted her, but she's probably going to leave us in here to die. And then Archer's like, yeah, I loved her, but then you slept with her. And then Armstrong's like, well, I couldn't help myself. And it explains all like what you need to, like in a funny way of going through it, what happened between them.
Now, when you read Archer, is it hard not to read him in H. John Benjamin voice from, the Archer spy show?
A little. So, okay, I think that's it for the week, though, because I'm the only one that read Archer and Armstrong. I'm the only one that on regular reads those titles. So, I think that's it for the week, guys. So, thank you guys so much for joining us for the poll. Everyone on the show right now is welcome to hang around and chat afterwards. We'll chat with you guys in the comments for a little while. I don't know how long it'll go. Nova, you're more than welcome to stay with us. But if you're not going to hang around, Nova, where can everyone find you?
Well, you can find me on Twitter at Novaware, same as YouTube and Instagram. I don't have a Facebook. If you're into gaming, I do gaming under Vash12349, V as in Victor in Vash. I was a child, so mind all the numbers when it was created.
Is that a Vash the Stampede reference?
Yeah, but then later I found out that there's a submarine called the Vash, and it's codenamed the Bionic Dolphin.
Nice.
So I was like, let's go with that one. That sounds funner.
That's a comic title right there. Bionic Dolphin.
Yeah, but if you, I'm mostly active on the Twitter and the Instagram. The YouTube, I work on it when I have time. I have some stuff lined up, but I need to get it done. But those are the places that you can find me. I'm always available.
Always available.
Always.
For parties, bar mitzvahs, weddings.
Yeah.
Hopefully you'll join us again for another episode of this Nova. You're more than welcome. You had some great insight on the comics, and I love hearing it from people who aren't like I've said before. It's always interesting when you hear from us because we read everything, so we're very opinionated on what we want.
Yeah,
we're old.
I'm more of like
we've seen it all.
I'm more of like the type of person that doesn't know a lot about one thing, but a little about almost everything, like tiny bit. Like I don't know. It's just. I need to start reading more weekly because I usually just wait, like I said before, I wait about 5 or 6 issues, but it would make more sense.
That's not a horrible thing to do. Some books are best to read that way. But I do want to end the recording of this, so if you don't know who we are because you're finding this on one of the various channels or the promotions that it's going to get, I'm Benny the Comicstorian. You can find me on the Comicstorian. That is Joel from Caped Joel. He does amazing cooking shows. And that is Sal. That is Sal from Comic Pop. They do things like talk about comics. Anyway.
Yep.
Thank you guys for joining us for the poll. We'll be back on Tuesday with the weekly poll. If you want to just chat with us, we'll be hanging around to chat with the comments for a little while. No guarantee time how long that's going to stay. But if you do want to catch this live so you can chat with us, you can find us every week on Twitch, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at about 6 p.m. Eastern, playing games or talking about comic books. We do it all over here, guys, and we appreciate all of your support by following or showing up to the stream on the proper time, twitch.tv/eligible monster, or giving us a subscription. It goes to directly support all of the podcasts and everything we do. Thank you, guys.
Checking out our Patreons.
Yeah, well, not yet. I was in a smooth groove. I was doing great with promotions, and what did you do?
Oh, oops, they popped up.
And then Vash just followed us really fast.
I was like,
no, I made a fan
this recording's gonna end.
Yeah, I need to do that. Let me click the button.